Hello, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Tonight I am going to be continuing to work on the line art for the next Tell Me Where We're Bound update. It's the next one to go up on Patreon, not the next one to go public, because Patreon gets their updates a month ahead. Man, I do not understand why my alert things never work. Um, Let me try something. I don't I don't know what my problem is. Um, Anyways, how is everyone doing tonight? I'm trying to do many things at once. Did that work? Yeah. I think that worked. Let me do a little test run. Oh, I actually don't. I actually can't do it because I can't just follow myself. Anyways, how's everyone's night going? Oh, I think it's working actually. The little message went away. Anyways, I had a really good night, really good day today. Uh, this whole past week has been very, very rough to say the least. Let me drink some water because my voice is very raspy. Anyways, I had a pretty rough week this past week. Just general mental health stuff going on. Pretty normal. Just my yearly bipolar induced depressive episode. But today I took a mental health day from work, which really helped. My boss ordered me to go for a walk and do some reading, so I went out to a library that I've never visited before, but it has the building. I believe when I looked it up, it said it was constructed in 1908, so it's like this really beautiful Edwardian building. It's real small, but I got to just kind of relax. I worked on um some plot point stuff for Tell Me Where We're Bound that I had uh kind of let fall to the wayside or whatever. Just trying to, because I realized there were some very loose ends that I was losing track of. uh, Mostly revolving around my mafia characters because there's just so much to. It's so convoluted, and my brain is only so big. I can only remember so many things. So spent today. I guess I could start drawing. So I spent today at the library going through and just kind of taking notes on various characters that I had kind of forgotten about and just taking notes on updates that I want to go back in and clarify some stuff. Um, I realized I fucked up a not super major thing, but something that would bother me in terms of a character's opinions on the lad's mafia involvement. Like I just contradicted something that I had posted in an earlier update, so I want to go back and fix that soon, as soon as I find the time. I'm always trying to find time to do stuff, but um, when I started this project, I started with a loose timeline because I know that if I have too strict of a timeline, I kind of lose interest in it because I get too caught up in like the research and everything that comes along with um making timelines. So I generally just mentally function better if I work a little bit more as a pantser, if anyone's familiar with the NaNoWriMo terminology. Um, but the problem is that my timeline and notes are in 30 different places. So I kind of forgot some stuff. Um, so yeah, I spent a couple of hours at the library doing that, just finding a nice little chill spot, and I got to play a little bit of dress up. Um, because at my day job, if I wear anything that isn't like a t-shirt or a button up and some jeans, people get real weird about it and are like, "Oh my God, you dressed up today," or it leads to more misgendering. So I got to just treat myself to some dress up and some nice relaxing time, which was much needed, and it really helped clear my head up a little bit. What else did I do? I did do some reading. I've been reading this book called, what is it called? It's like, I think it's called like The Downfall of a Casino Mobster, but it's about Tony Spilotro, told from the perspective of Frank Collada, which was one of his best friends. And it's pretty straightforward, because Frank wrote it alongside like a published author, but I think the author's involvement was pretty much just editing. So the story itself is pretty bare bones and straight to the point, but I wouldn't really call it dry, which I think has a lot to do with just, the material. Just everything the story is about. Because it's kind of hard to be dry when people are getting whacked by the mafia. So, did some reading on that, took some notes for plotline stuff. Let me check what side the larger part of a tie goes on. So yeah, I found a nice little nook and a stone wall to just kind of sit and chill in. Did some of that reading. Then I walked around a neighborhood. The library's in a neighborhood that I haven't really explored very much, even though I've lived in this city for my entire life, with the exception of when I was in college. But I never really make it out there, mostly because I'm generally I mean, not generally, I'm always very busy, and then I'm generally pretty low on funds, and pretty much the only things out there are shops. So, but I made it out there and I checked out some local shops I've always wanted to look at, and I also managed to find a very specific translation of the Odyssey that I've been looking after that I initially had plans to loan from the library, but it's literally like an 18-week 18-week wait for it. So picked that up from a local store. Probably it was technically from my favorite bookstore, local bookstore in the city, just a different location. So it was nice checking that out, and also just nice to find a book that I've been trying to hunt down. And it was only like 20 bucks, so that was nice. And for what it's worth, it's the I think it's Emily Wilson. I have such a horrible memory. Uh, I guess I shouldn't put my mic right next to my box fan. Yeah, the Emily Wilson translation of the Odyssey, which I know the Odyssey technically takes place after the Iliad, but she just published that one, so it's only available in hardback, and I hate reading hardback books. So I'm gonna wait until it's published in soft cover. So yeah, that's what I did with my day. It was like the first time I've done something that isn't work my day job or work on art, and oh well, I went to Chicago a couple weeks ago, but it was the first time I've just let myself go chill in my city by myself. So that was nice. And it did really help my mental health. Get some sun, get some walking in. Had a nice little chat with the people at the bookstore. Oh, and then I came home and I took a little nap and sketched out the rest of this update, which, normally I would have, my timeline for working on updates, I would have normally already had this, like, been well past the sketching point. But, like I said, I've had a little bit of a rough week, so I'm being kind to myself about it. Luckily, I already have the first page, this page already completely done with the line art, so uh, this one is a little long, but hopefully I can get it all done in time, or get it done in a, what's the word I'm looking for? Comfortable timeline, I suppose. Because I try to have, I was like a month ahead, and I don't know how I managed to not, I don't know how I fell out of that, but my goal is to have the updates done a week in advance, and then that way I can just have them scheduled and not end up posting them like a day or two late to Patreon. I so badly want to be one of those comic artists that do the smart thing and have a bunch of buffer episodes, but unfortunately, I only function if I have a looming deadline threatening me. Gun to my head, deadline. Angelo, you're very, not balanced out in your proportions, bud. I say that as if I am not the one responsible for the proportions. A little bit better. Something I'm still very much so trying to get into the habit of is knowing when to let things go. Maybe his head is too big. Because I can be a bit of a perfectionist, but people don't look at panels long enough to warrant the level of perfection. So, it is what it is. Russell's face is looking a little wonky here. Okay, come on, my dude. Something I've thought about either investing in someone else to make for me or finally wrap my head around Blender is making little 3D models of my characters. Uh, because consistency is hard. I like to think I wouldn't use them to just trace, but I wouldn't be surprised if I end up at least tracing to get some of the basic shapes in. Because it's really like the face shape and the nose shape that I'm actually, you know what? I was getting ready to say it's the nose shape and the face shape and the eye shape, which at that point is just literally every element of the character. Um, so I've thought about somehow acquiring a little 3D model, probably just something real simple. Okay, yeah, no, his face isn't that wonky. Oh, another exciting thing to happen to me today was apparently Tell Me Where We're Bound got featured on the recommendation list on Webtoons, which I double checked to make sure it wasn't just recommended for me. Like I logged into or I didn't log in. I opened it up in what do you call those? Incognito mode, and I saw it, and then I also logged out on my phone and saw it, so I'm thinking it is a site-wide thing. Which would also explain why I have a sudden influx of followers. Um, like I think I gained like 60 or 70 followers today, so that was cool. That helped with my mental things. Because a lot of it did have to do with just feeling inadequate as a webtoon creator. Mostly just because I worry I haven't done a good job with the story, but let's see what Russell's sleeves are kind of. Okay, yeah, they're down. But anyways, yeah, I've been feeling kind of inadequate as an artist lately, just pretty much exclusively as a result of the way the internet is towards artists. And really one of the big triggers for me is Instagram. Because I have so many followers and no one sees my posts, and I got like one big boost of followers because of two reels that I made like over a year ago. And this sounds so whiny, but I feel like that little boost of engagement made it harder for me to deal with it when I don't get any engagement, if that makes sense. Like that little taste of success, you know. A little bit of a whiny thing to have an issue with, but just in full honesty, it's the thing I've been struggling with. So I've also, as a result of that, I've also been trying to figure out ways to refocus myself as an artist on the internet, mostly in relationship to like my Patreon. Um, because I would love to get more patrons. Uh, but I was on the I can't remember if it was Webtoon Canvas or just the regular Webtoon subreddit, but there was a post about what it takes to get people to subscribe to a like a webcon like a person's Patreon. And for starters, upon reflecting afterwards, I was like, man, some of those standards are just insane. But a lot of them were like fair points. So I've been trying to figure out how I can make my Patreon more, what's the word I'm looking for? Attractive. So I think to do that, right now, my theory is not theory per se, but um, method is going to be to pretty much exclusively focus on Patreon and take a little bit of a break from other things because I have always had this like worry that if I don't post every day on Instagram, I'm gonna miss out. But A, that's just not feasible for me in the amount of time I have. Uh, and B, I just feel like so much of the advice doesn't actually do anything, which I'm sure that has a lot to do with just not following the advice for very long. But the little bits of time that I have followed. Like, you know, when you find a reel and it's like, read caption for 10 things to help with engagement. The short amount of times that I've spent following those pieces of advice have been exhausting and very demoralizing. So, my current plan is to just kind of forego worrying about it, like posting when I have stuff to post, but focusing on like exclusive comics for Patreon or like things that I can turn into additional tiers. That kind of stuff. But I think before I make any major changes to my Patreon, I'm just gonna focus on making stuff for it and getting like a backlog, you know? Ugh. Which I do have a few things planned. I do have a couple of comics that I'm working on, mini comics. Some of them are a little more advanced than others, or are going to require a little bit more time than others, but I want to get those finished up, and then I would love to have like physical rewards for people, like postcards, bookmarks, stuff like that. So one of my theories, I have like a couple of different things that I'm thinking of doing to test those out. One of which is to again get that backlog of work, and then just like printing those and having those as the reward. And then if that tier gets any kind of traction, having like a have my patrons vote on what sorts of illustrations they would like to see that month as a postcard or a bookmark or something. So I'm just trying to put more time into how to make my Patreon worthwhile. So then my focus would be Patreon and getting my comic worked on, which is way more feasible than, you know, comic, Patreon, Reels, engagement, having 6 different profiles on 18 million different social media websites. I just have too much stuff going on in real life for that right now. And then, of course, streaming is another thing I'm trying to focus on, which, for a couple of different reasons, notably, it helps me stay accountable, because it kind of forces me to, like, work on something. And then also just trying to get confidence in talking about my work and myself. Because I know networking is incredibly important, but I really struggle to do that because I don't care for talking about myself. Oh man, I should have given Angela little arm garters. Maybe I'll do that now. I had to wear arm garters for my sister's wedding because it was it was not worth getting the sleeves sewn. So, also I just think they're cute. Oh, I forgot. I didn't give him garters in that one update. Shit. I'm not gonna. Fine. Book it. I guess I won't give him cool little arm garters. Whoops. There was one time I got to the last like two panels of an update and then realized that I had completely deleted the line art layer and didn't notice because I didn't have my little navigator open. Uh, and it was I can't remember what the original delete like button key was, but apparently it was just way too easy for me to accidentally hit, so I had to modify that. It would probably help if I gave Russell the lower half of his body. Oh, I also have a Halloween illustration that I have been planning on working on that is actually just finishing up one from last year that I never, you know, got around to finishing. But it's very cute. It's Angelo and Russell when they're older, and then I think it's drawn to take place in the. Hey, Chris, Dad, what's up, Dad? I saw you were playing a gam, doing some gammon. I don't. Is that like Monster Hunter? I don't actually know what that is. But is it fun? Oh shit. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I have the chat set up. That wasn't even a long message. Hold please. uh how do I'm so bad at Twitch. How do I untime someone out? Oh Jesus. There you go. Let me see how I can fix that. I don't know what at the hell it considers a long message. No, you're just gonna send me a 30 pog emotes. How the fuck do how the fuck do I change the length of messages? I'm so good at I'm so good at Twitch. Uh okay, I think I fixed it. So now you can send me 30 pog emotes. Is that a fucking pog champ snake? How do I get out of mod mode on chat? I don't understand the pog stuff. I'm a peepaw. How do I get out of I'm stuck in mod mode in the chat. Oh god. Anyways, how you been, buddy? What the fuck? God. Uh, I don't. I don't know what it consider. Apparently, you can't send numbers. All right, I think I just fixed it. The AI on my chat was too strong. All right, I think I fixed it. Are you? Oh, I did not because I immediately went into the mod chat thing and it erased your messages. So sorry. Oh wait, maybe I can see it. No, I cannot. Sorry. So much lo-fi music has just the most obnoxious amount of snare. Damn, was it worth it? Was it spooky? Aw, weep womp. I'm sorry about your 2 hours of driving. Yeah, no, I cannot think of a single thing that I would want to do for 45 minutes after 2 hours of, like, after just 2 hours of driving. Honestly, an hour of driving is too much for me for that amount of shit. But don't you love driving? Hey, isn't she dead? I can't keep track of all the dead president people. So true, bestie. You're gonna get banned from Twitch. No, Todd. I also made a joke recently about Todd Howard wanting to obliterate me from the earth. Although I'm also keeping Skyrim in business by being a problematic, buying it on every fucking console. What is Starfield? Oh, is that the new Bethesda game? Is it, do you not play it because it's not good, or just because? I really don't know anything about it. Oh yeah, that's fair. I only have attention span for Bethesda games. And Stardew Valley. Oh hell yeah, how's Baldur's Gate 3? I want to play that so bad. I've heard there's gay sex. Honestly, I really wish they would just release the character creator, because I feel like I would just spend 8 hours on that. Can you see the thing that says add permitted term gay sex? This is a gay sex only Twitch channel. But yeah, I do not know dog shit about Baldur's Gate, other than it looks really cool. I'm not much of a gamer. Yeah, that's cool. You're just upping my numbers, bud. Baby. Speaking of gay sex, I've been thinking about adding a Patreon tier where I can post NSFW comics at some point. We'll see if I actually do that though. Man, despite having gone to Chicago to see them, I've still only watched 3 episodes, including the one that they premiered. Which also, funny story, apparently that episode was sponsored by the state of Montana, and the version that they showed live, it was the uncensored version. Uh, because apparently in the episode I saw, they talk a lot about the devil's PP and also Jesus's PP, and amongst other things, and the state of Montana sent them, I think they said like 47 jokes they had to remove. Yeah, it was I don't even remember where they were. Some prison. There was a lot of jokes about gorillas, which I haven't. I guess they probably left the gorilla jokes in. I don't know because I haven't watched the uncensored one, but apparently there's like a part when Shane's making a bunch of jokes about how there was a gorilla in the prison, and Ryan is like, "There's no fucking gorillas!" And apparently he was legitimately really pissed at him for not taking it seriously, which is very funny. Yeah, I need to actually watch it. Did you see that Ron has a podcast about Disneyland? That I legitimately am really excited about because he had a. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna keep talking, but or maybe I won't. Oh man, I keep moving the canvas so far off to the side. Oh yeah, he has a new podcast that I can't I think he hosts with his friend whose name I don't remember, but they had a podcast during lockdown called The Saddest Place on Earth, I think. That was literally just them talking about how much they miss Disneyland. But then each episode was like ranking specific rides. Uh but one of the episodes has Defunctland on it, which I don't know if you've watched Defunctland, but he's awesome. Kevin Perger. Yeah, I love Defunctland. Every year Defunctland has a big Christmas charity stream, and the at least the last 2 years Ryan has been on it. And I think this past year everyone it's like a 12-hour stream and he interviews a bunch of people. Like he interviewed Jenny Nicholson, if you know who that is. And this year's theme was like parades that they went to when they were little. I don't know, it's very cute. I haven't watched any Watcher content in probably close to a year, but I do love Ryan Bergara, so I'm probably gonna check out the podcast. What's that fucking song? Uh, what's the fucking vape song? Has anyone seen my vape? God, what is that fuck? I can't remember how that song goes. That's you right now. It's a fucking. It's a like a meme song. I don't know about a girl accusing people of losing her vape or stealing her vape, and it's very funny and like a screamo song. I don't know. It came out in like 2019. It's very old meme. Oh hell yeah. She has good taste. There's a part where she's like, I swear to fucking God, if anyone took my vape, and then, I don't know, she threatens him. It's funny. I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it. It's also legitimately very catchy. That man looks like shit. Alrighty. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping in, bud. Okay, cool, cool. Well, if I start talking about cringe shit, don't judge me. His hand still looks like shit. Oh my god. This is probably my favorite Angelo face that I've ever drawn. He always looks so fucking tired or pissed off. That anytime I get to draw him looking silly is the highlight of my day. Also, rip to the person who came in when I was talking about gay sex and then they immediately left. I put on this playlist because it said it was DMCA free or whatever the fuck, but it's also very boring. So I'm just gonna take a chance and play other shit. And play some jazz. Yeah, that's and I have it set up to where the VOD doesn't record Spotify. So I'm probably Gucci, but I see so many people who are affiliates or whatever the fuck the first level is play copyrighted music, and then they set it up to where it doesn't record it on the VOD, and they've never gotten in trouble, so. uh, I don't remember what Russell's fridge looks like. Oh man, I don't remember what his apartment looks like at all. Gotta draw Russell's titties. I give Russell teeth because it looks fucking weird. That is not what teeth look like. Okay, I will be right back. A little breaky poo to get some energy going. Where's my BRB? Oh, there it is. Let's put Angelo's funny face on the screen. Alrighty, I am back. Oh yeah, I can just continue my stream of consciousness chatter. Some of the things I've been thinking about doing for my Patreon is introducing a $1 tier where you just get all the behind the scenes stuff, the sketch dumps, the wallpapers that I've recently started making, that kind of stuff. You just wouldn't get the early access, which I feel like is probably the #1 draw to my Patreon, but maybe there are people that just want to support a little bit more. But then also introducing a $5 tier for NSFW sexy time stuff. And then I can't remember what the price point for the other thing was, but eventually doing a mail club where it'd have postcards, bookmarks, maybe stickers, although I don't particularly care for sticker design as much. But that's all very well. The $1 tier wouldn't be so far down the line, but the more expensive ones definitely would be, because I want to get a body of work going first. So right now my big goals, other than continuing with consistent updates, is trying to get like an illustration a week done. Probably not to the level of detail as my most recent one of the dude in the forest, because that's a lot, but uh, just a little bit of mixtures of things. Because I know some artists, one of their benefits is that they upload high-res versions of their illustrations, which I don't really understand the appeal of, but it's not like a bad idea because my pieces are pretty large and super detailed. But I'm thinking they would at least be the level of detail and completion as my cannot remember the name of the guy, but Leucippus, the Greek trans guy, drew a month or so back. That kind of stuff's fun to work on. Oh, what is my pen doing? Getting some weird lag. Oh, I forgot to turn off the be right back thing. There you go. What if I did bonus comics that weren't an SFW? I'm not sure if I would leave those at the $3 tier or make that part of the more expensive one. I guess I'll just make that call once I get enough stuff to like a backlog of work to warrant it. Oh my god, this eye's killing me. Maybe. Hmm. His eyes aren't quite pointing in the right direction. Also, his face is not the right shape. Man, I really would love to have those 3D models I was talking about earlier, so I can actually draw my characters consistently. But I am poor and also really bad at 3D modeling. I gotta say, slick back hair is so hard to draw from that perspective. His face is looking so thin. My thick king. It's the nose ratio? I keep remembering I have like a social thing that I'm going to. I think it's next week. For It's for a customer's birthday, but it's also a release party for his comic. And I know everyone there is going to be in their 40s, and I'm not going to know anybody, and it's going to be very awkward. As I've never learned how to talk to strangers. I did ask a friend who is very charismatic for pointers, and he was very helpful. Just an awkward little guy. So that is one of the reasons I started streaming to try and get some of that networking, talking about my self-confidence. I also don't know if that's how beer cans opened in 1968, but not gonna worry about it. Angelo's dainty little fingers. Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna copy this one. Cheating! I actually do like it better. To the side. Mm, it's looking off. Oops. Russell's belt needs to be much higher up. Oh god, I forgot the next like 3 panels are them kissing, which is gonna be feel cringe to draw and stream. Shut the fuck up. Oh god. Eyeball's looking real small. Oh Jesus. Oh god. I had a, I had a customer I had a customer tell me that he went through and read the comic. And I was like, oh, cool. And he was like, yeah, it was really good. And then, just because of the way I am as a person, I remembered all of the, like, cheesy romance scenes. I just felt so, so embarrassed. Oh, God. Yeah. It's just stupid because it's like, and 40% of the comic is romance, but I'm just like, don't look at it. Don't look at this emotional sincerity. I was specifically thinking about uh the episode where Angelo gets fucking shot in the kidney and Rick has to save him and it's like super emotional and I was just like, I don't know why the thought of my customer reading it made me feel so weird. Oh, I wasn't talking about a show. I was talking about an episode of the comic and how I was thinking about it's super emotional and like dramatic, and I was thinking about how a customer told me he went through and read the comic, and I just remembered that scene and the all the cheesy romance shit, and it just makes me cringe for some reason. How was potty time? I hate thinking about people reading the romance. It's gotten very confusing. I'm just gonna say right now, which I'm trying to rectify. I just got super lost amongst all of the mafia plot lines, but I've got I've some people are like, I'm so confused, I have no idea what's going on, and other people are like, no, I think everything's perfectly clear, so I don't know what to believe. I think it depends on. Yeah, there. Yeah, oh, exactly. That's totally a thing. Uh, put their fucking head in a vice, which I think is a scene in Casino. I don't remember. I also just straight up forgot to draw in this. You know what? I'm gonna be real lazy. Yeah, I think honestly it's a matter of whether or not the person has patience to wait for more information to come out. And just how much patience people have. Because like I don't want it to be just a big ol' info dump. I find that super boring, but I also don't want to make it too obtuse. It's a fine line. Although I do also think it's a matter of the age of the readers, because most of the people that are like, no, I totally get it, or the people who are confused but have like actual questions about what's happening, tend to be older. But it is also a little confusing. Titty. I just don't want to see it. Okay, Russell, what the fuck is going on with your head, my dude? I think a lot of the plot confusion stuff would be solved if I could just take like a 6 month hiatus and completely re-upload it. Like, go back through and add in updates and stuff that I had cut out initially because it wasn't making sense with the way I was labeling chapters. And I regret cutting that stuff out because I feel like it would have helped explain a lot of things. Yeah, I've been editing here and there, like going back through and clarifying on specific speech bubbles, but there's like whole ass updates that I wish I had made. Like entire chapters that I unfortunately had to cut out at the time. Also, I realized the other night that I mentioned that Angela's parents were dead like a year and a half ago and never never acknowledged it ever again. Elaborate on that. No. There's like a bunch of little things that are not plot important that have come up and never come up again. Like I had this whole there's like a part where at the near the beginning where Russell's pissed at Angelo. Uh and he says I can't remember I think he says explain something to me, and the plan was that it was going to be something that Lawrence always says to Angelo when he's pissed at him, and then I completely forgot to do that. So Angelo's extreme reaction to it makes zero sense, but I don't think anyone really noticed or paid attention to that, so that's fine. First comic, learning experience, etc. Although I think if Canvas picks your comic up to become an original, they like you have a chance to go back in and change things. I don't know how that works. I feel like I've seen people talk about that, but I've never read any of them to confirm or deny that. So who knows? Maybe I'll get picked up for originals and I can fix all my mess ups. Because really, I am actually super happy with how it's turned out so far. Like, I think my comic fucking rules. T T to be quite honest. Dude, I would love to fucking quit the. I hate my job. I actually signed up to talk to a career advisor, but I've not received a call back yet, so I'm kind of worried that I gave them the wrong information. I also never received any kind of like confirmation email or anything, so I might need to reinvestigate that. But there is this website called Zest World that publishes webcomics, but also publishes like it publishes webcomic versions of comics that have also been in print. And I got an email from someone this past May from Zestworld about how they were introducing a new program where they essentially create a database of webcomic IPs that uh like producers and stuff can reference, like it has keywords and it compares it to different series. So and it's essentially for like producers and directors to flip through and try and find IPs to pick up. And they signed me up for that, but I haven't heard anything ever since then. And when I look up Zest World, it looks like there's no new information about them, so I don't know. It definitely wasn't a scam because my friend Gabe helped me vet it pretty well. But I don't know if it just like fell through or what. But that was kind of cool. They said it would be for fans of Mad Men, and I don't remember the other ones, but I was like, oh, neat. Uh, oh, really? Because Leah, her partner, he spoke to a career advisor from I think the same place, and he had a really good experience with them. Maybe it wasn't the same place, but I just really want A out of fucking out of customer service. I'm swiftly losing patience for customers, but also I have been having a lot of like hip and knee and foot joint issues lately, and standing has gotten significantly harder just in the last like year. So I'd love like a desk job. Yeah, I would love to do this full time. It's just so hard to navigate the internet, and networking and all of that stuff is so hard. I'm bitching a lot, but I'm really actually not. I'm actually very pleased with where I am in my artistic journey. Mostly because I feel like I finally actually come into myself as an artist and found like a stride for the most part. Still stuff I'm trying to figure out, but I think my stuff's fairly distinctive. Russell, your eyes are so big. You're like grandma. Oh wait, or is it just teeth? Do they talk about? I can't remember when Red Riding Hood of the Meemaw's eyes are all so big. Whatever. So s small hand. Oops, that's not right. I can't do it. Ugh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Jesus. I have so many problems. This is a little too Ed Sheeran for my taste. Not Ed Sheeran, it's a little too something. Okay, your ear's way too low. Well, I guess this isn't as bad as the fact that originally there is a sex scene. I wasn't say it's a little less than HBO explicit, but don't think I would be drawing that on stream. Uh, I was just thinking about that meme that's like. So that one meme, I don't even think I can't remember if it's like an image or an actual like Vine type thing, but it's like, it's like, stop looking at my pussy! Tears in my eyes. I don't know why. I don't know why I remembered that all of a sudden. Oh, hands are so hard to draw. Oh my god. I'm on the wrong tool. Oh my god, Russell, your poor hand. I'm so sorry, bud. I'm gonna come back to that. Angela, your hand's too small. Man, where's my big, beautiful, slutty boyfriend with boobies? I don't know what it looks like when people kiss. Hey Chris, if you're listening to this, have you ever thought about streaming on Twitch? Or like on Discord or something? I feel like we've talked about that, but now I can't remember. Yeah, that's fair. That is a totally fair response to that question. Well, you should stream for me and Sean sometime and we can all parallel play on, like, Discord, not on Twitch. So many tiny mysterious lines right here. Ooh, my back hurts. I think I'm gonna get this panel done and then call it a night because my back is killing me. Oh, Angela, your head is so large, bud. Do you think I would like that? Sorry, I forgot the name of it. That FPS you're playing? Dang. Oh, that's fun. Are you winning, son? Get his ass. Is he 12 years old? Wait, are all of his cards sexy anime ladies? Sometimes my coworker tells me about the 12-year-olds he bullies on. I don't even remember what game. But like he bullies them in really funny, lighthearted ways, which is very funny. Wait, I have not included that detail at all. I don't remember what his radio looks like. Making that line thick. What does his radio look like? I don't remember what chapter that shows up in. Damn, Russell's radio is like a tertiary character in this fucking comic. It is a cool radio, though. Oh, bummer. Wait, actually, what is the problem with that? Does that just mean it's a bad deck? Oh, poor thing. I hope he at least learned something. As long as everyone's having fun. I guess I can take this opportunity to see what this fucking kitchen looks like. It doesn't look like a whisk at all. Whiskish looking. Alright. Let me fix this line and then... Alright, I think that's enough for tonight. Thanks for stopping by, Chris. Good luck and Godspeed with any more Magic games you're playing.